Alderman Ruthenberg,
Here.
Alderman Fairwell,
Here.
Alderman McGee,
Present.
Alderman Carr,
Here.
Alderman Roll. Five present, Your Honor.
Okay, next is presentation of general proceedings. We need a motion to approve the minutes from March 10th, 2026 city council meeting. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, seconded by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr. Aye. Five, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Next, we need a motion to approve the minutes from the July 14th, 2026 city council meeting. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Fairwell on the question. Alderman Fairwell.
So there is a problem with this in the following minutes, which is, there were, four, and we have a disagreement about this, but we won't, I guess there were four members present. And a council of 8 people, that's not a majority. Not a quorum.
We went over this before. That's why we didn't pass any financials at that meeting.
I don't think you can have a legal meeting. I just don't.
We've had that before. We've had the answer before multiple times a few years ago.
I just read a statement, just quick. This is how, I read this, a majority of the corporate authorities shall constitute a quorum to do business. And that was written by one Matt Welch.
The mayor.
I know. I mean, I don't agree with that, but given that, we'll just put that aside. There were 8 people here, there were 4 people here out of 8. That is not a majority, that is not a quorum, and you can't, according to that, do business. And it was a letter, August 12th, 2021, that Matt wrote that. In my opinion, that legal meeting was not legal, I have to revoke, so.
Any other questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
No.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
4, aye, no.
Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the minutes from July 14th, 2026 committee of the whole meeting. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Ruthenberg, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
No.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 no.
Motion carries. Public comment. As a reminder, the public comment period is not a time for dialogue. The purpose of the public comment period is for the mayor and aldermen of the city to receive input from their community. It is in fact one-way communication to the city council. The city's administration and department heads are available for discussions after the meeting. Is there any public comment?
Meeting. I'm Doug Taylor, the SEIU Local 73 unit here. And we've got a few folks with me tonight. Okay, oh, there we are. Wow. Feedback now. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. We've been here before with our group from the Cook County School 130 Custodial Maintenance Unit. While many people are relaxing in the summer, it's crunch time for our folks in the schools because they're moving everything out of the rooms, doing that deep cleaning, putting everything back. All the deep stuff happens in the summertime, waxing all the floors. So it's crunch time for them all summer as they're working. We have a crisis, and we've been here before with some of the things that we've talked about with bargaining. But currently we have a threat of outsourcing this unit, contracting out the jobs. At the last board meeting, the school board passed a resolution to actively select one vendor to work with on a proposal to contract out our unit. And so we need help. It is a crisis to keep jobs here in the community. It's your taxpayer dollars funding the schools, keep the jobs here in your community. So help save the jobs for our members here in Blue Island. They're your neighbors, they're your community, they're your voters. Additionally, the union has ratified a contract with the district And the district is telling us that it's not time yet. They're not ready yet. So after a year, the contract was up last July, at June 30 last year. We bargained for the entire year. We came back to now. At the end, the union was, we want to close this up. We want to move on because the contract will be up again in a year. So we just want to move on. And they're telling us that they're not ready for that yet. So any help that you can do from your seats and your involvement in the community to help us move along that. Additionally, the State Labor Board has approved approximately 20 of the charges we brought forth in front of the Educational Labor Board, and we'll be hearing those in September. 20 charges against the school district 130. That's a lot. Most I've seen in one swoop. Usually you have one or two as it goes, but 20 charges were substantiated by the labor board to take forward. So we ask for your help keeping the jobs in your community here. Our custodian care about their students, their schools, and the work they do here. So please help us stop District 130 contracting out the jobs of your members, of your community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment?
I agree with everything he has to say because I worked with District 130 and they're trying to get rid of all the custodians that work there. They're trying to contract everybody out. You know, give jobs to other people to come in, you know, so it's our community, so we gotta back our custodians for District 130. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Esmeralda. I'm here in support of the Welcoming City ordinance that has been brought forth a few, I believe, meetings ago for the city of Blue Island. Just here to speak on my support for said ordinance. This is an ordinance that we believe is gonna help keep the residents of the city safe. This is an ordinance that we believe would also help strengthen the relationships between community members and police by knowing that if they are arrested, they're not going to be turned over to immigration for any whatever reason. As a reminder, any immigration offenses or anything like that is actually only considered a civic violation. It is not a criminal violation, and thus immigration agents nor police or any other agencies like that should not necessarily have the power to be judge and executioner. We have had so many deaths that have happened not only in Illinois, but also throughout the entire United States that have been at the hands of immigration agents who are not trained properly, who are breaking laws left and right, who are not even identifying themselves in any way like our police do here. And with that lawlessness, we don't believe that that is actually in any way keeping the city of Blue Island any safer. We've seen that these ordinances actually strengthen that relationship again between residents and police in many other areas because people aren't feeling afraid to call the police in cases of domestic violence or in cases of traffic accidents or things like that. And the agents themselves, again, even just today heard earlier in the city of Cook County in Chicago, there was multiple caravans of vehicles that don't even have front or back license plates. They're doing these arrests and detentions in such an unlawful way. And we don't believe that the city of Blue Island should stand for that. The city of Blue Island should stand and support and help protect the residents. I know that the city is like very full of immigrants of all kinds. And that's what helps make the city very beautiful, right? Very full of life. And so just here to share a little bit about why I believe that the city of Blue Island should pass this welcoming city ordinance that helps protect all of its residents.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? If not, moving on to, we have a swearing in.
I'd like to say that, Montoya entered section 5.
All right, with swearing in, police department.
I, Anthony Delgadillo, have been appointed to the office of sergeant in the city of Blue Island, county of Cook. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, Constitution for the state of Illinois, and will faithfully discharge your duties
and faithfully discharge my duties
as a sergeant
to the best of your ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Do a quick recess unless you guys want to be here for the rest of the meeting. It's gonna be brief. Quick recess.
Hey.
I was going to so restaurants by the day and I started. You know, I mean, when we first came to fire, I go, and neither one of you guys felt that's why. Really. So. Yeah. I applied to in my. All right.
Next, we have, and a lot of these are doubled up because we didn't vote on the financials at the last meeting. We get a motion to approve payroll dated July 3rd, 2026, in the amount of $493,625.80. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, second by Alderman Fairwell on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call. You have a question?
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Rutherford,
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr. Six ayes.
Carries. Next, we need a motion to approve payroll dated July 17th, 2026, in the amount of $535,226.27. Is there a motion? Alderman Fairwell, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Rutherford.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr. Six ayes, Your Honor.
Carries. Motion for approval of accounts payable dated July 15th, 2026, the amount of $276,231 gross pay. Is there a motion? Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Carr on the question.
Just, what date did you say? What date?
We're on C, $276,000.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Any other questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Rutherford.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr. Six eyes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Next, a motion for approval of accounts payable. That's why it's big. It's several meetings worth. July 29, 2026, for $1,080,767.46. Is there a motion? Alderman Montoya, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Six eyes, Your Honor.
Carries. Under C, a resolution of the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, supporting a Class 6B real estate tax assessment renewal application by Rodzilla Properties LLC for the property located at 13840 to 146 South Harrison Avenue. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Ruthenberg. Is there a second? Alderman Johnson on the question. Alderman Fairwell, then also Alderman McGee.
Okay, it's not gonna come as any surprise, I just wanna state why I'm going to vote against this. After having looked at this process for quite a long time, I concluded that it is not under control, that there's no good way to administer it. It's unevenly distributed, and every dollar that we forgive of a business is paid for all of us in this room and all our businesses. So I just don't think it's a good way to go about this issue. And I know business taxes are too high and they should all be lower, but this isn't the way to do it. Thank you.
Alderman McGee.
Speaking that comment, and say that I don't believe that this particular business meets the eligibility criteria for a 6B incentive. Any other alderman feel differently, feel free to table it, but I will be voting no. If we proceed.
Any other questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
No.
Alderman McGee.
No.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
4 ayes, 2 noes.
Carries. F, the resolution. Insurance. A resolution for the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving the continuation of our liquor liability insurance coverage for the golf course. National Specialty Insurance Company. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, seconded by Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
6 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. The next one is just, we briefly mentioned it months ago, but I guess we need to file additional paperwork. This is to receive money, additional grant money for the green alleys that we did. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Carr, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
6 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Under H, an ordinance for the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, amending Chapter 124 Cannabis Business Establishments of the Code of Blue Island. This is to align with the State of Illinois' recent changes. Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Johnson on the question. Alderman McGee.
I believe that it amends the hours.
Yes, it allows more freedom in the hours. Questions? If not, clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Carries. Next is I, a resolution for the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, donation of the scrap ambulance we have to our sister city, Estancia de Animas. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Johnson. Is there a second? Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell.
Should I say aye?
Should say aye.
Yes, I did. I did. Maybe I did. I meant to say aye.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Motion carries. Last one. A resolution for the City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving the execution of a loan payment agreement by and between the city and South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association. This is, again, old business for the 119th land. There's a small loan the city had from 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. That is going to be, once Omnitrax pays us, we're going to pay them for the loan for some remediation of that land. We didn't know it even existed until they told us. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Fairwell,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
6 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. Under mayor's announcements, we have new business along Old Western Avenue, Apocalypsis. Apocalypsis Tattoos LLC, 13351 Old Western Avenue. The St. Donatus Annual Carnival, 121st Anniversary Carnival is August 5th through the 9th. National Night Out is August 4th in front of the police department from 6 to 8 p.m. That's all I have for right now. Clerk?
We have a Rib Fest at St. Vincent de Paul at Vans Maplewood on Saturday, August 1st. We have a back to school event at Mission Covenant Church, August 1st, 12 to 5. We have a car show, August 1st, 12 to 5 at the waterfall parking lot. We have a back to school fest, August 8th at 139 Cooper's Grove, Taste of California Gardens. I'm not sure of the time. National Night Out, we have lots of activities, we have inflatables, we have the bucking bull, we have face painting, we have raffles for new bikes, and we have a lot more, so please come out and join us, everyone's invited.
Thank
That's all
you.
I have.
No city treasurer's report, city attorney. We have executive, we're gonna push it to the end of Kyle, like discussed. City administration, okay. Aldermanic announcements, reports, or comments. Alderman Johnson.
Yes, just to piggyback on city clerks, about the school, back to school giveaway on, Cooper Grove, the hours are, 11 to 4.
Any other alderman? Alderman McGee.
So with these recent storms that we just had, my area has, received significant flooding. My heart goes out to anybody who's basement flooded all throughout the island, or had any kind of property damage. And, you know, this is something that we're gonna constantly have to look at.
Thank you, and I think we need to follow up and see where we're at with MWRD and that massive project they keep talking about and doing research on. Alderman Fairwell.
Probably worth reminding
Yeah.
that there is a program now available through the city that can give you some help in flood remediation.
Yes, and I believe we are ready with the forms to roll out too. Mark, thank you.
Where do we send residents for that program? To city clerk's office or? Building department. Okay, thank you.
All right, any other alternate? Alderman McGee.
Lastly, I'm in full support of the local city ordinance. If we can actually, I don't know if it says diversity and prosperity, we need to actually, honor, so, and support.
Thank you. Anything else? If not, we'll take a short break to go into our committee of the whole. So we need a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Alderman McGee, second by Alderman Fairwell on the question. If not, all in favor?
All right, go ahead, don't, that's wow, bro. In other words, we could just keep rolling. Keep rolling, right? All right.
All right, rolling into the committee, the whole meeting. I think it's almost all UZBA stuff, so we need a call to order. It is 7:23. Please do the roll call, city clerk.
Alderman Johnson,
Here.
Alderman Montoya.
Here.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Here.
Alderman Fairwell,
Here.
Alderman McGee,
Present.
Alderman Carr. Here. 6 present, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there any public comment for the committee of the whole? New business presentation on community development updates? Mr. Weir? Did you raise your hand?
Yes, sir. Public hearing,
Yeah, I was just gonna close out, public comment.
just go anytime.
Yeah, how much time do you need?
Minute.
Okay,
Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Angel Rodriguez, and I'm a public affairs specialist with the Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Assistance. We are here at Center. We have our personnel helping the community, and I just wanted to come by and share that we're here to help homeowners, renters, private nonprofits, and most businesses of all sizes. And, you know, it's my role to come and share this information, and let everybody know that, we're here to help. If anyone needs some information, I'll be glad to wait at the end and, answer any questions.
Could you repeat the name of the organization again?
Yeah, it's the Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Assistance and Recovery. Yes.
Thank you. You're gonna stick around?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Thank you.
In case anybody's got any questions. from the fire.
Thanks.
All right, presentation of community development updates.
Good evening, council. For those in the audience, my name is AJ Weir, Director of Community Development, lifelong Blue Islander, about 8 years on the Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals as a commissioner, and the current role of Director of Community Development for about 1.5 years. So I wanted to give some updates on some of the recent developments we've had and some things that are in the pipeline. I know I had sent out the presentation a couple weeks ago. By all means, if any of you have any questions or curiosities as I'm going over some of the updates, just let me know. Happy to answer any questions you may have. I've broken it down in different categories, starting with commercial. We've had a lot of really good commercial businesses come through as of recent, with 2 men in a truck down on James. The guy's been absolutely phenomenal with creating about 13 jobs so far. And he's looking to do some additional addition to his property as well, such as a rooftop community garden. He's looking for more ways to get involved. One of the things you'll see, one of the common trends you'll see with a lot of the people that are coming into Blue Island is they're looking for additional ways to invest because they've been so appreciative of the business friendly way that we have done business. So I'll get more updates on that as we go. We of course have Wintrust Bank that's building that beautiful building where we've had collaboration on making sure that it does meet the needs of our historic look from the brick and the overall design of the building. I'll also go into some ways on how they've already been a good partner, even though they haven't completely, they have not opened for business yet in Blue Island. They have still proven to be a really good partner to our neighborhood. Caliber Collision, as we can see, has really been moving along. Beautiful building. I can't tell you, when I'm at Studious Coffee, just the amount of people coming up to me saying how beautiful the building is and just how great of an addition it seems to be to the Western, to our stretch on Western. The 76 gas station, 123rd and Western. Again, a lot of people saying just how beautiful of a building it is, and they're very close to opening. Their business license should be in completion by the end of this week. They're looking to open in a couple weeks. Midwest Canine Choppers, Gail's phenomenal. She operated in Mount Greenwood and she's been looking to leave Chicago and come to Blue Island. She's also a neighbor here in Blue Island, and I've just been very happy that she chose us to open up a business that is very, very popular amongst the Mount Greenwood area, and I'm very happy to have her here. Amigos Motor Vehicle Repair, they've had multiple locations, including Chicago Heights, and they heard great things about Blue Island, so they decided to open up another location here. They've been great. They've done everything by the book, and very happy to have another reputable vehicle repair location. I won't go through every single one, but we have plenty of things here. By any means you want to touch on any you see, I will, but some of the ones coming up in progress here: Blue Island Fresh Market, 2418 Vermont. Again, they've been a phenomenal partner. They're very excited to open up with fresh produce and meat and a deli and even have hot food. Again, he's been very happy with the process of coming into Blue Island and is already looking for opening up another business here with an HVAC company, which his family also has a lot of experience in. We have the other grocery store in 13340 Old Western. They've made leaps and bounds in the overall development of that very rough building that it was for many years. So it's been great to see them turn around and all the renovations and investment that they have made in that property. The Citgo renovation, I'm very excited about at 12932 South Ashland. It's going to get a complete refacing. We've actually Also talked about them offering up a restaurant in that location. They're looking to us to provide some feedback on things that the community would like and that's different and something that that stands out from what we already have. So they've been another great partner. Renovations coming to the tower, self-car wash. They've already submitted their plans for the facade to us this week. We're reviewing those right now, but it's a beautiful facade addition. And then, of course, we've also been in talks with the 119th Vincennes location there, the 4 acres on a gas station with commercial retail frontage. I'll now go to restaurants. We've had a lot of success in the past year with new restaurants opening and many more coming to the table looking for the right location. Jerry's Barbecue, I've been honestly, I feel like they've been a blessing. This started with the father just being in a parking lot and I happened to see him and go, may I help you? And he's like, I've heard great things about Blue Island. I'd love to learn more. We're now to the point where we have Michelin star chefs going there every other week, bringing 8, 9, 10 people. There's a gentleman by the name of Joe Flom that owns Rosemary in West Loop. It's now become a regular location for him and his family. So to get that type of recognition has been, again, a blessing. Our good friend Tim Sidler that's opened up Sid's on Old Western, again, getting a lot of notoriety. People are loving all the sandwiches, the additions, and he's also been bringing in some additional prospects to the community that are looking to open up as well. Not even people that are just their first time opening, but people that have many businesses, including Mars, which we'll touch on as well. That is in progress on my list here, the Isle of Mars. Timmy started doing pop-ups of this pizza at Mars Brewery in Bridgeport. Now, a lot of you have sat down and have talked to Edmar here within Cal and Council. He's had 20 different concepts he's open. I have been supporting his business for years. So just the fact that this gentleman that's so respected as being the unofficial mayor of Bridgeport is sitting down and talking to us about his potential of his new concept, I think is great. A lot of people in the community are excited to learn more. We have an Italian concept. Multiple Italian concepts have been coming to me trying to find the right location. This Pedrino's, they're out of Darien. They have a really cool brick oven concept. They do crepes. They do, it's more fast food, but it's also sit down, just extremely well done. If you have not had the opportunity, I very much say, please go over there, patronize them, share more about Blue Island because they're getting pretty close to coming and sitting down and trying to find a new location here. I'm getting a lot of interest in the current Front Row property. I know we're having discussions with the current owner about reopening and what that could look like, but there's also a lot of buyers that are coming to the table that are looking for a large footprint to do a pub, sports bar, restaurant. So there's plenty of discussions happening on that property. One of the main questions I get from the restaurant standpoint is Burrito Jalisco. When are they opening? It's about 2 years in the making. We are very close. We've been waiting on ComEd now. I have been talking to the engineers at ComEd. Administration has been great in talking to the engineer, and we are very close to them getting sufficient power. Once they have the power, they're pretty much ready to open. This will also be additional power that will help with the new concept that goes into the brewery location, as well as the steakhouse. Now, this initially was going to be an extremely large investment, but we were able to come together as administration and meet with ComEd and say, this is not an isolated need, this is a community need. We are underpowered down there, so they are not charging for the updates of the community bank or the transformer. So just wanted to give you an update there that they are very near. Any questions on the restaurant front?
I ask, thank you so much for all your hard work.
I appreciate it.
Presentation today.
Appreciate it.
And lots of good things going on. I know that, New Western Avenue seems to be doing quite well. Old Western has got me concerned. I just say it up front. I know we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's pretty darn empty down there. And, it can be kind of self-fulfilling after a while. So I just want to let you know, I'm just concerned about it. That's all.
So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 developments that are all happening on Old Western at the same time. That's not including the bakery that's already open. So I hear your concerns. I live right down the street, but I'm also extremely hopeful and excited because I don't know of too many stretches in other municipalities where there's 5 developments and good developments and very strong concepts all happening at the exact same time. enough for ComEd to look at it and go, you know what, we're gonna do this community bake for you, we're not gonna charge you a cent. They don't do that unless they see development.
I'd like to follow up, I thought, there was a white building on the corner, well, I lived in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I thought it was empty myself until the door was open and it's a photography studio, and there's a little sign in the window, and I'm like, come on, we have facade grant, put a sign here, it looks like you're empty, but it's they bought it, Kevin, it's a photography studio, and he's by appointment only. But it's
Lovely
not vacant.
couple,
I thought it was vacant myself, and I'm the mayor.
lovely couple. The wife has her office there. He's got his photography studio, and I would love them to open to the public at some point, but as of right now, they're keeping it kind of a private, business. Any other questions around the restaurant front?
On the restaurant front, but I'm actually excited to hear that Midwest Canine Choppers is coming out. I've actually taken my dog there for quite some time. There's run their business, I can believe, and I've never had any complaints. So,
And we're,
yeah.
I mean, that storefront was empty for a decade.
and that's the thing, that's the other success we're seeing in a recent year. You know, I go back to, well, their location being vacant for so long. Jerry's Barbecue was vacant for years, and it was extremely difficult to get somebody in there because it was way overvalued. And it took honestly a partnership of administration, the owner, and our friends at Wintrust coming together and saying, we want to work to get this done for this new concept. And kind of goes back to my point on Wintrust being a good partner and working with us even before they cut the ribbon. So, I will move to industrial. We've had a lot of industrial success. Platinum Assets Truck Terminal at 2320 138th Street across from the Mothers of Sorrow House. They've been another great addition that's been looking to grow, and they've been investing a lot in our community. If you look at the past 3-4 big events that we've done, from Light Parade to 4th of July to, I mean, Leanne knows they've been donating quite a bit of money because they've just been so happy with the assistance they've gotten in opening here. Handle Eco Solutions, I was very excited about them, that they were moving their operations from the Los Angeles area to here. They were looking all over the Chicagoland area and landed on Blue Island. They are the clean recycling, where they take all the recycled parts, plastic, make them white, make them clean, and goes out to go to Maytag, Whirlpool. It's used all over the country. So they're going to create a lot of jobs. They're currently working on getting all of their industrial equipment into the property right now. All American Recycling, again, another spot that's just taken and filled in a large acreage. We have another one coming too, that I'm reviewing the plans for right now with Modern Drop Forge. We've been waiting for about a year now, just for what's going on there with their 22 acres. They just submitted the plans to me yesterday. So that's gonna be a full plan development that's gonna be coming down the pipeline to you all soon. I'm making sure we do that right, from landscaping to drainage to the entire expectations around a plan development, but that's gonna be in motion here very soon. A lot of expansion. We have a lot of people here that operate small truck terminal type operations that are looking for larger land. We're starting to find some of that for them. One of those locations too, I know that's been very much of interest, and it looks like we're finally making some progress on the availability, is the 138th and Division where Forest View was. So we're getting a lot of interest on that particular property. So I look forward to sharing more of that as more of that information comes, but it's getting to the point now of, I get a lot of industrial interest, and it's difficult to find the amount of space they need. So, which is not a terrible thing, but I do want to start, it would be nice to figure out how to get more of them in. So any questions around the industrial
Alderman
side?
Johnson?
Yes, it's just a concern of mine, because we're getting so many trucking companies,
Mhm.
because we just had a few miles of road repair. And
Yes.
that's been repaired, as well as alleys. So my concern is that I've heard there's a House bill passed. And now semis can be way up to 95,000 pounds. So I'm really concerned about the condition, or the future condition of our streets, by accepting so many trucking terminals, unless we create a route or roads that, fit the ratio.
And you bring up a perfect point, especially with our friends over at All American Recycling. That was part of the discussion, and the conditions of them operating here was that they were not able to come through certain routes. They had to follow the Kedzie down route. So we do have those discussions to make sure that they're going down what's already kind of considered industrial type routes for that reason. And then we also, with our friend, say at Platinum Assets truck terminal, you know, he's had a couple situations where he's seen his trucks have either damaged a corner or some grass or landscaping, and he's been taking care of everything. He's like, I wanna pay for that. I want this to be nice. I wanna make sure that we keep the maintenance up. So that's, I think having that expectation too, even on city property such as the parkways, that they are saying, we'd love to take responsibility in keeping and maintaining that. So,
And I'm happy to hear that that owner feels that way,
yeah,
because a lot of people don't, because the more ways you carry more money, like.
yep,
So, the other question is, has really nothing to do with you, but the police department to have more enforcement trained for, overweight vehicles.
Yeah.
Because the revenue there could help the city out some of these.
yeah, it's a great point. Any other questions on the industrial front? Community engagement, I think we've been doing a really great job on just adding additional events. We had the first annual car show on Old Western that brought in over 100 vehicles. We partnered with Chi-Town Harley. They are telling me that Blue Island's now their favorite municipality to work with, and they want to do more and sponsor more. And they've shown, and their riders and the audience that they have brought have shown to be very respectful of our area. So want to build more partnerships like that, where not, if you walked into Jerry's Barbecue that evening, I mean, you couldn't find a seat. That's the type of thing that these events do, and they're excited to have them. We've been talks with Farmers Market. Your friend has been phenomenal in just that discussion and figuring out how we can start the farmers market over there on York, and how we can bring in some activations and people that get to showcase what they do. It's not just about a farmers market, it's also bringing in youth to do displays and et cetera. So, I won't go through all these. I've been having a lot of discussions just back with my experience with working in sports, the Chicago Sky, the Chicago Bulls, Leaf trading cards. All these people are very open to partnering with us and bringing things to our community just to get more in front of their fan base and kind of get outside of their comfort zone of just Chicago or Dallas or wherever they're from, because they know there's a good audience here. Also, Teddy, we've been talking more and more about partnering and figuring out some additional things to bring to the community, bocce courts, pickleball. Very excited for the Sandlot movie night that's coming up. I've been having a lot of people say they're excited to see more of that. So, there's plenty here, but anything that stands out from acute community engagement? Any questions? And then just kind of touching on some of the strategies with developing existing business first. Again, as we continue to invest and show that we're there to support, they will continue to invest in us. And that's what I've been seeing as a common theme. Regular business visits by community leaders, business owners, roundtables, expansion assistance, small business grant programs, continued partnership with Chamber of Commerce, all these things to show continued us being invested in their business, and they'll continue to invest in us. Hosting potential investors, we've had a lot of success. Majority of the new businesses that we've had come to town was just getting them here. Was just having them visit, having them meet other business owners within the community. Once we have them here, we have a high success rate of that conversation continuing. I would like to start some things such as community showcase days. I've had some local entrepreneurs saying they'd love to host networking events within our community and just to pull in more of their network as well. So just trying to tap into more of the resources that we have. And then, of course, with all the great festivals and shows we do, all that does is showcase our community, brings in people from the outside and people thinking about investing in our community. It's very important to them because it shows that we're active. A lot of this is a partnership. You know, some of the additional development strategies, just fill any empty spaces. That's the biggest thing I'm focusing on right now is some of the vacancies we do have. Talking to those individuals, a lot of the ones that we've had vacant for some time now, it's been too high of expectations when it comes to rent or lack of maintenance of their properties. There's been a mix of where we also have to hold property owners accountable to maintain their properties and have accessible or at least realistic rates for somebody to come in and do business there. I've talked to some properties about having reduced first-year rent agreements just to help create a runway to success, if that's something they would be open to. So far, everybody has been open to that, including the 2418 Vermont, because it's been vacant now for so many years. They would love to help create a runway. Pop-up retail programs, I get a lot of people that talk about, is there a way to come in, maybe start an incubator, proof of concept, and then get a brick and mortar. Want to do more of that, offer that up. And then, of course, we have the facade improvement grants. I've been talking to the Arts Alliance too, on just doing some more, creating a space for them to bring more creatives in. Now, additional development strategies, again, taking inventory of the available properties. I have a whole list. So when somebody calls me and says, hey, I'm looking for this amount of square footage or this type of property, I can already tell them, like, this is where we gotta go. This is what we gotta go look at. Continue discussions with community members on what they would like to see in Blue Island. I'm constantly asking the community selfishly, if you had to make your list, what would you like to see? So just getting more feedback on that. Discussions with businesses already invested, as I mentioned, I'm doing additional investment. Business owners and city leadership initiating discussions within their network to pull in, which we're having a lot of success from, finding out with business owners what they like, who they would like to see come into town. Prospecting proven concepts looking to expand. Now, we've been having larger discussions too, such as with Cordigan Clark Engineering Firm. They're responsible for a lot of the mixed use over in Mount Prospect, especially off Everson Street by the Metro, and they're seeing us as like a great location to kind of do some of the mixed use that they've been doing in other municipalities. And then last but not least, plenty other additional future discussions. I've had people coming to me about Sanders School, doing a private members pickleball, bocce club, rooftop terrace. I've had HVAC installation companies, the 13,000 square foot warehouse at 13210 Old Western. There's currently kind of a bidding war going on between an HVAC company and a gentleman that is called Performance Auto out of Bedford Park. He does classic car part machining. He has a lot of people in Blue Island that are already his clients. So to get a 14,000 square foot facility that's been vacant for years, filled with something that's going to create jobs and interest, I'm really looking forward to. We've been having talks about a large sportsplex on a 6-acre property at 12602 South Central Park Avenue. I've had cigar lounges come in. Three Sisters, our friend Joe, he's been looking to expand if we can find the right property for him. Creating more community parks and also tapping into grants such as the Cook County Creative Placemaking Grant, which I've been talking to the Blue Island Robbins Network about and how we can take advantage of that, and just looking for guidance to do some more creative spaces for our community. So that's kind of
Thank you.
Yeah.
Questions from the Alderman? Alderman?
I'm just thinking about all the opportunities and, one of the great things about Blue Island, and it kind of falls under your purview, I guess, is our location.
Yes.
For instance, Saturday night, it was a beautiful night, and we decided to just buy some White Sox tickets. So went over Vermont Street Station, got on the train at 5 o'clock. We're down and sitting in our seats at 6 o'clock. Ball game, we lost. Oh, well, then we went back, and as the game ended, we went back over to join 16 to 1800 of our best friends on the platform at 35th Street to get on Rock Island. And we were home by 9:30, and they were all a very happy bunch of people, despite everything. So anyway, our location is something I think, it's kind of a marketing issue, I think, even for our own folks, but I don't think people understand. It's a little hard to explain until you're here to see what you can do, but something to just think about.
And that's why I love with some of these engineering firms coming to us, because they recognize that. They understand that we can be very commuter friendly because they're already doing that in other similar municipalities. So.
Any other questions?
I just need that information from that classic car guy.
I got you. Yeah. Not too many guys doing that in the area.
And I know you can touch on it, but it's the elephant in the room. There's a lot of property that people sit on and
Yes.
sit on and sit on, like parking lots around our train stations that sit empty. They could be multi-use or mixed use. I mean, mixed use with commercial, mixed with residential. We have Old City Block on Western that is not for rent or for sale, even though attempts, like you just said, Three Sisters of attempting to purchase one of their buildings, not for sale, not for sale.
Mhm.
So I know that's, people always say we could just make something happen. Unfortunately, if someone's paying their taxes and maintaining a bare minimum of their property, you can't do much. We can enforce, entice property code violations, make them pay vacant property registration at $7.50 a month or whatever it is, but there's only so much we can do, like that one city block that I'm not gonna bring too much attention to, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. We can't really make them do other than racking up some fines right
Yeah,
now. It's
exactly.
unfortunate because people call and for development. I know one of the developments that submitted this photo want to develop on some of his parking lots and they won't sell it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, and another elephant in the room, as I was walking in here today, I just got a phone call from a gentleman with a restaurant group that's seriously looking at Bada Bay. So, they want to do a walkthrough this week, but they already like what they're seeing, so, there's no lack of interest in a lot of these properties that have been sitting, we just gotta get them in.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next, we have discussion on film permit fees. When we passed this in 2025, so, well, we originally did it in 2021, and we updated in 25, and the administration wants to update it again because there's been a huge demand of filming in town, and they seem to write a check no matter what amount we tell them.
Yeah, so, we have had some filming in town. One thing I do want to touch on after a discussion with a couple aldermen is, we are gonna be working to, kind of formalize, communication of special events, including filming, but also block parties, things like that, to the aldermen in a little bit more of a formal, way moving forward, so that you have a better sense of what's going on, not only in your ward, but just what's going on in the city that you might, want to check out, you know, trying to just improving communications is always a struggle, a challenge, so, I do want to we do want to bring forward some language at the next meeting that would provide for a higher ceiling on some of these fees. When we originally, when this administration originally came in, we were getting some requesting for filming fees, but we didn't really have authority to charge fees. We hadn't built anything into an ordinance. So we, I believe at the time, copied the Chicago Park District ordinance pretty closely in terms of language. For our purposes, the requests that we're getting, and some of the asks that we get, we're willing to accommodate them when possible. But quite frankly, we're not getting enough back, in terms of revenue for some of these, a lot of these film crews are for larger productions. So just in our time here, we have had Amazon, we have had HBO, we have had just this last one, just, the other day at the fire department was Hallmark. So we're gonna have a Hallmark Christmas movie with some Blue Island in the background. Apparently it's a Chicago Bears based love story, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure y'all are too. So, but it was a good example of, we get the request, then we in the administration work with the respective department heads, usually police, fire, public works, to see if the request is feasible, how much disruption is it gonna cause, et cetera. And then we work with the film crews and, what we can do. We were able to have them use the fire department to film a couple key shots for their movie. But at the end of the day, we could have asked for and received a lot more, but I'm going off the permitting fees right now, which I believe maxes out at $2,200 per day per location. Well, some of these locations are 50+ people. So I want to present a scale. Well, we don't want to chase people away for smaller, more community-based productions. We're not looking to, but for some of these mega operations that are operating with very large budgets and really don't care what number we give them, or at least haven't shown, haven't cried uncle yet. When we have, we think the city can recoup a little bit more. And these things, they're fun to have, but they are some disruption, right? So.
Yeah, I agree. They're great to have. They're wonderful. Good. And as you say, it does pose an inconvenience to residents and businesses. So. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, and yes, we really want to make sure we're focusing on these larger scale productions that, they also, there's a sort of MO to how they operate. They'll tell you they're gonna be quiet as a mouse, you'll barely see them, and then they ascend it like locusts onto set because they know they're only gonna be there for a couple of days, so what's the worst case scenario? You can yell at them. But yeah, so we're gonna put forth some language. If you have any thoughts about what you think, one thing I want to do is just, it is gonna get a little bit more, our code right now is very simple. It's just kind of like location, number of people, that's what you charge. We've had asked to do things like, can we use one of the fire engines just as background in the shot, right? Or to have somebody standing on the back of the fire, just not driving it around per se, only our people can move our vehicles, but something like that, where I say, yeah, I'll rent that to you. But I'd like to have this on paper in code scale to say I can rent you equipment at up to this amount, something like that. So.
Any questions? All right, thank you. Moving on, these are all, PZBA issues here. As you noticed, council, if you have the minutes in front of you, they're a lot simplified compared to the package we were getting in the past, basically run down the points. So there were some approvals and some denials at the last PZBA. Under B, it's discussion regarding planning and zoning of the banquet hall special use 2417 York.
I just say as the alderman, I agree with this.
The simple.
It's just,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So this property, their applicant wanted to do a banquet hall. There was a 5-0 vote, to deny the special use as a banquet hall. They cited health, safety, general welfare, parking, substantially diminished impaired property values, utilities, access roads with the public congestion. Basically, if you look at it, it's nice and simplified compared to the 4 or 5 pages we were getting before. Is there any issues with passing this on to the next meeting to agree with PZBA regarding this address? All right, moving on. Next, we have a fence variance that was approved for 2834 Baroque Avenue. Again, this is one of those corner fence things. Any issues with that going to the next city council? Next one under C. It's a denial of a dwelling two-family, 12742. And they cite the reasons, and then these are the ones where buildings were converted from single family to multi-use, and they don't meet all the criteria. If you remember, council, I know it's been a while since we got one of these. We went through many meetings establishing criteria that followed public safety codes and fire codes, and a lot have check boxes, some don't. Unfortunately, this one did not check all the boxes. So PZBA voted 4-1 to deny this to continue as a multi-use. Any issues with that? Next one is 1917 York Street. That's also a denial, same issues, and that was 3-2 to deny. And the last one was an approval of 12815 Clinton Street to allow it to continue being a two-family. That was voted on as a 5-0 to allow. Any issues with any of those?
Just a question on that is, would they structure to be
All of these were single family to begin with, according to the findings of the building department. Yeah. So it's, if they want to continue it, they have to check all the boxes, I don't have all the boxes in front of me.
what was the reasoning for allowing this to be
The city of Blue Island didn't care 50 years ago, people chopped up their houses. I don't know what the easier way to say that. And unfortunately, over the years, fire code is something that's now changed and a lot more strict. So the city has been following to maintain those standards.
And they had a lot of issues from that point on. They had multiple families living, single family for
Specific one for 19, which one you asked about, the York Street one, or just general?
for the one at Wilton.
Well, Clinton, to maintain, that was approved.
Okay.
That was approved because I believe they had 3 units, they're gonna bring it down to 2, and it checks all the boxes for the safety and fire code. Any issues or any other questions? I believe that PCBA does a lot of, at that meeting, it was hours and hours of deliberation, so I believe I feel comfortable with our PCBA. They've done a lot of work. Mr. Weir?
I was just gonna say the mayor was correct on that. They also do their due diligence in looking into, if the applicant is planning on living there themselves, make additional investments in the property, things like that, just to get the full context of who would be living there, would it be rented out potentially, things like that, so.
I think the original structure and what was, my assumption is that that's the primary as far as what the building's use is, correct?
Yeah, they'll look at it initially, and we won't even look at something until the intent to sell is completed and we get the report from the building department saying that, hey, if it was to potentially be approved for a 2-unit, it meets the habitable space requirements, et cetera, et cetera. Now, with the one on Clinton, the gentleman that's been living there for over 20 years, he's been operating it as a 2-family dwelling. We haven't had any issues. That gentleman was living there the entire time. The new applicant is planning on living there as well.
Thank you. And I mentioned at the last meeting, but since we have more aldermen here, tax bills are late. We're not in a terrible situation, but the county is doing the interest-free bridge loan. We're waiting for that, information to come through, which we plan to take advantage of, and hopefully that they mail out tax bills next week is what they're saying, so. Not in the situation we were about a year ago, but hey, everybody's in the same position until they straighten up their problems with their tax bills. City clerk, you got anything? City attorney, we got a short executive. Administration? All right.
Just a quick update as part of our, the water bonding that, we initiated last year. One of the projects that was associated with that was, division water main line replacement. So that process is starting. One of the processes within that is also tied in with our, lead line initiative program, which is we have to do identification of the source material of the lines for the houses that touch that division. One of the reasons we chose division is that it's actually one of the lower amount of houses we have, because there's work that goes with that. So around that division main water main, starting yesterday, you're gonna start seeing some of yard signs in public spaces, giving public information about that we are in the community, gonna be knocking on doors, gonna be talking to them about their service. And that also has a QR code on there. They can go and same information that we've been mailing out and sharing, et cetera, where they can do their own assessment and submit that to the city. So we are gonna be working through that. If you get any questions from your residents around that, that is a city initiative. We are the ones doing that. So that's all I got for now.
Thank you. Any aldermanic comments, questions, concerns? Alderman Rutherford?
Yeah, as AJ Weir mentioned, this Sunday, August 2nd, the Park District, along with Jerry's Barbecue and Sid's Pizza, the library, State Rep Bob Rito, we're doing a movie night at Old Western and Canal Street. I'm excited to do one on Old Western. We haven't done it in the past, so come on out. The movie is Sandlot. The other thing I do have is the Park District is working on a comprehensive master plan in August 17th from 6 to 7. We have a community input meeting. So if you could, it's at Memorial Park, 12004 Highland. If you could come out, the park needs your input. Where the park's going in the next 5 years, what that looks like. We could really use your help. So if you can come on out that day, we'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other aldermanic? Alderman Johnson?
Yes, Sunday, myself and Alderman Rutenberg, we was in Robbins, because of Dwayne Wade. They named the street after Dwayne Wade, and nice festivities. Kids had camps for basketball, football, and cheerleading. And we enjoyed the moment to see the family come together, and it was a great time.
Thank you. Anything else? If not, we gotta make a motion for an executive. We one issue. Alderman Fairwell, is there a second? Alderman McGee, all in favor, say aye. All right.
That's thanks. Yeah. Right.
We still interested. Yeah, we're gonna be, they changed it because it's ready. It was gonna be posted on the 8th, so it's gonna be on the 1st. Okay, so it's gonna be this coming Saturday. Okay, perfect. More information, I told you. You should. Find out, find out. Yeah. That's right, you gotta take that, but also, Here we go. We're on this, yes. What? This, okay, what do you want to do? No, yeah. Ana, Ana, ok, Ana, Teore,